Welcome to PM Ready, your guide to becoming PMP certified. This is part 1 of Earned Value. By the end of this series of lessons on earned value, you should be able to explain the purpose and benefits of earned value analysis, perform earned value analysis calculations, interpret the meaning and implications on a project of earned value analysis results using both numbers and graphs, select the appropriate earned value analysis forecasting formula for different project situations, and forecast final project cost and schedule using earned value analysis. Why learn about earned value analysis? Because it will not only help on the PMP exam, but it will also help you to measure project progress, forecast project completion dates and costs, identify problems early, and avoid costly surprises later in the project. It will provide you with the tools to better answer difficult questions about when the project will be done and how much it will cost. More precisely, earned value analysis allows you to quantitatively measure cost and schedule progress using a standard method that is consistent for all projects and can be used to compare progress among projects. Also, to forecast cost and schedule even when ahead in one and behind in the other. For example, if your project is ahead of schedule but over budget, it could end early and under budget, or it could end early and over budget. How do you know whether it will be over or under budget? Earned value analysis can tell you. Let's start with an example. Suppose you're managing a project to digitally scan 100 boxes of files in 10 days with a budget of $10,000. The plan is to complete 10 boxes per day at a cost of $100 per box or $1,000 per day. Planned value is the planned or budgeted cost to complete the work. This table shows the details of our example. It shows the days from the 1st to the 10th day, the number of boxes that should be completed by the end of each of these days, and the amount of money or planned value scheduled for each of those days. Now let's suppose that at the end of the second day, 10 boxes have been scanned at a cost of $4,000. Clearly the project is off track, and earned value analysis will quantify the variance in a standard way. How many boxes should have been scanned by the end of the second day? 20. How much should it have cost? $2,000. The value of what should have been done by now is $2,000. This is known as the planned value, or PV. Now keep in mind that even though it's called planned value, it's actually planned budgeted cost. It's the amount of money that was budgeted to be spent by this time. PV is the value or budgeted cost of what should have been done by now. EV is the planned value or budgeted cost of what has been done so far. And AC is the actual cost of what has been done so far. Earned value, or EV, is the sum of the budgets of the work completed so far, not the cost of the work completed so far. In other words, earned value is the value of the completed work expressed in terms of the budget that has been assigned to that work, not to the actual cost of that work. So for example, if in this case it has cost $4,000 for what was planned at $1,000, the earned value is only $1,000. Now, the actual cost of what has been done so far is $4,000. This is known as the actual cost, or AC. The planned value of what has been done so far is $1,000. This is known as the earned value, or EV. Planned value, earned value, and actual cost are often shown on a chart such as this one, which shows the status of our digital scanning project. When a project is on track, planned value equals earned value, which equals actual cost. They're all equal and they'll all be represented by the same line. When a project is ahead of schedule, earned value will be greater than planned value. When a project is under budget, earned value will be greater than actual cost. Despite the fact that it is measured in money, earned value is actually a measure of schedule progress. Remember that the planned value line is the baseline, and it factors in both the planned schedule and the planned cost. Note that in our example, earned value is less than planned value, indicating that the project is behind schedule, and earned value is less than actual cost, indicating that it is also over budget. The degree of variance between the planned and actual schedule and cost are measured using schedule and cost variances and indices. The schedule variance, SV, is the difference between the planned and actual schedule progress. In our digital scanning project, we are off by 1 day, measured in dollars as $1,000. As the project is behind schedule, it is expressed as a negative number, minus $1,000. The formula is schedule variance equals earned value minus planned value. In this case, the schedule variance is the earned value of $1,000 minus the planned value of $2,000, resulting in minus $1,000 of schedule variance. The cost variance, CV, is similar and is the difference between earned value, not planned value, and actual cost. The formula is cost variance equals earned value minus actual cost. In this case, $1,000 of earned value minus $4,000 of actual cost, resulting in minus $3,000 of cost variance. The Schedule Performance Index, SPI, measures the schedule variance as a ratio. We have only completed half of what we should have so far in this example, so that is 50%, or 0.5. SPI, or Schedule Performance Index, uses the same components or variables as the schedule variance formula, that is, earned value and planned value. And it uses them in the same order, but it uses division rather than subtraction. So the formula for the Schedule Performance Index, SPI, is earned value divided by planned value. In this case, following the formula, SPI equals $1,000 of earned value divided by $2,000 of planned value, resulting in 0.5 or 50%. The Cost Performance Index, or CPI, is similar to the Schedule Performance Index in that it is a variance of cost measured as a ratio rather than using subtraction. Also, it uses the same variables as the cost variance formula and in the same order, but again using division rather than subtraction. So the formula for Cost Performance Index is earned value divided by actual cost. Again, in this case, that's $1,000 worth of earned value divided by $4,000 worth of actual cost, resulting in 0.25 or 25%. To help you remember these variance formulas and performance indices, keep in mind that in these formulas, earned value, or EV, it always comes first. Also keep in mind that for both this cost variance and cost performance index formulas, it uses the same variables in the same order, just with a different mathematical operator. The same is true for schedule variance and the schedule performance index. Both variables in the same order with a different operator. In addition, remember that cost variances are relative to costs, and so the other variable other than earned value is actual cost, and that for schedule variance, the other variable is planned value because it's relative to the planned schedule. An alternative to using schedule variance and the schedule performance index is to use earned schedule analysis, in which ES is earned schedule, which is a measure of how much schedule progress has been made compared to the plan. It is similar to earned value, but measured in time rather than in money. In our example, the earned schedule is 1 day, because at the end of day 2, only 1 day of planned work has been completed. So the earned value is $1,000, but the earned schedule is 1 day, which intuitively can make a lot more sense. Using earned schedule analysis requires that we introduce a few new variables. PD is planned duration, that is the planned duration of the entire project. And AT is the actual time elapsed. In our example, the planned duration is 10 days, and the actual time elapsed is 2 days. So the schedule variance using earned schedule analysis is also measured similarly to the schedule variance of earned value analysis, but measured in time rather than money, and indicated by a T at the end of the variable. In this case, SVT, the schedule variance in terms of earned schedule, is earned schedule minus actual time, which you'll notice is very similar to the schedule variance formula using earned value. In our case, it's 1 day of earned schedule minus 2 days of actual time, or minus 1 day. Similarly, the schedule performance index, T, which is using earned schedule, is the earned schedule divided by the actual time, which is 1 day of earned schedule divided by 2 days of actual time, or 0.5, 50%. Now notice that in this case, the SPI, as measured using earned value, is equal to the SPI as measured using earned schedule. However, this will not always hold true, particularly for a project that is past due. But we'll cover more on that later. You should be aware that the variable names for planned value, earned value, and actual cost are relatively new. Planned value used to be called the budgeted cost of work scheduled, or BCWS. Earned value used to be called the budgeted cost of work performed, or BCWP. And actual cost used to be called the actual cost of work performed, or ACWP. Now these longer variable names are still in use and found throughout the earned value management literature. Although they have the advantage of being more descriptive, I find that they make the formulas more confusing. And I can never seem to remember whether it's budgeted cost of work performed or budgeted cost of work completed or whatever. So I will use the newer, shorter variable names in these lessons, and so does PMI. And now it's time for a quiz. Number 1, PV is A, the amount of money budgeted or estimated for all project work that should have been completed up to a given point in the project. B, the present value of the total project budget, adjusting for the time value of money. C, the value of the work performed up to a given point in the project. Or D, the authorized project budget, including management reserve. And the correct answer is A, the amount of money budgeted or estimated for all project work that should have been completed up to a given point in the project. Note that PV stands for planned value in the context of earned value, but for present value in other contexts. Number 2, EV is A, the amount of money that has been spent on the work completed so far. B, the market value of the deliverables completed so far. C, the amount of money that was planned to be spent on the work completed so far, or D, the estimated value of all deliverables upon completion of the project. And the answer is C, the amount of money that was planned to be spent on the work completed so far. Number 3. AC is A, the amount of money spent on the project up to a given point, B, the estimated cost of the project at completion, C, the total authorized budget for the project not including management reserve, or D, limited in that it cannot exceed the authorized budget for the project. And the correct answer for this one is A, the amount of money spent on the project up to a given point. 4. CV is A, the difference between the originally estimated cost of the work performed and the actual cost of the work performed. B, the difference between the amount that was planned to be spent during a period of time and the actual amount spent during that time. C, a measure of the cost efficiency of budgeted resources expressed as a ratio of earned value to actual cost. Or D, the amount of money allocated to the project's management reserves and contingency funds. And the correct answer is A, the difference between the originally estimated cost of the work performed and the actual cost of the work performed. Number 5. SV is A, the difference between the originally estimated time to complete the work performed and the actual time to complete the work performed. B, the amount of time by which the project is ahead or behind schedule. C, a measure of the schedule efficiency of budgeted resources expressed as a ratio of earned value to planned value. Or D, the amount of slack built into the project schedule. The correct answer is B, the amount by which the project is ahead or behind schedule. 6. CPI is A, the difference between the originally estimated cost of the work performed and the actual cost of the work performed. B, the difference between the amount that was planned to be spent during a period of time and the actual amount spent during that time. C, the ratio of earned value to actual cost. Or D, the amount of money allocated to the project's management reserves and contingency funds. And the correct answer is C, the ratio of earned value to actual cost. Number 7. SPI is A, the difference between the originally estimated time to complete the work performed and the actual time to complete the work performed. B, the amount by which the project is ahead or behind schedule. C, the ratio of earned value to planned value. Or D, the amount of slack built into the project schedule. The correct answer is C, the ratio of earned value to planned value. And finally, number 8. Alyssa has been hired as an external consultant to review and make recommendations for a project to develop an online software application for medical coders to encode medical procedures for insurance billing. The project budget is $500,000. The project is 3 months into its 6-month schedule. It was anticipated that $250,000 worth of the project would be completed by now. So far, $240,000 has been spent to complete what was expected to cost $225,000 and was expected to take 2.5 months. What is the project's earned schedule? A, 2.5 months, B, 3 months, C, 2.88 months, or D, 2.7 months. The correct answer is A, 2.5 months. This is because earned schedule is the amount of scheduled work that has been completed so far. Although it has been 3 months, only 2.5 months of planned work has been completed so far, so earned schedule is 2.5 months. This concludes part 1 of this series of lessons on earned value. The information in these earned value lessons is consistent with the Project Management Institute's PMBOK guide. However, the content itself is based on other publicly available sources and goes beyond what is found in the PMBOK guide. A list of such sources is provided at the end of the last lesson for those who are interested in further study.